This next log, I want to call it More Than Love, and you'll realize why. I'll begin by asking you a question. And the question is, when was the last time you felt like someone really understood you? I recall a conversation with my friend a while ago. I was talking about my struggles as a parent, and he told me, Dav, probably your child is trying to fly within the nest. And in that moment, I felt like this person just got it. Like I did not even arrive at that realization, but it just felt right. Like a piece of the puzzle that fit so perfectly. I had not even told him my entire story. But because somehow this friend just got it, I felt so seen. Not because my problem was solved, not because my circumstances changed, but because I felt understood. And if you've ever experienced that, then you probably know why being understood can sometimes feel even more powerful than being loved. That statement sounds strange at first, right? Because we've all learned to see love as being held up as the highest expression of human connection. We all want to be loved, to belong, to matter, to feel connected. But I've realized one thing: the more that love and understanding are experienced, you'll realize that they're not the same. A parent can love a child deeply and still not understand them. A spouse can care enormously and still not see what matters to the other person. Friends can adore each other and still miss each other entirely. So love can exist without understanding. And that somehow can feel very lonely. Because beneath all the roles we play, most of us simply want to feel seen. That is why being understood feels so powerful. Because it allows us to stop translating ourselves, to stop explaining, to stop defending, to stop proving, and for a moment, just simply be. And maybe understanding has less to do with agreement than we think. Some of the people who have understood me best haven't always agreed with me. They weren't solving my problems, they weren't fixing anything. They were simply willing to stand where I was standing long enough to understand the view and how it looked from where I was. And maybe that's what understanding really is. Not agreement, not advice, not solutions. Just the willingness to see life through someone else's eyes for a moment. As I talk, I recall another moment where I truly felt seen, and that was not even during a conversation. So I was doing the dishes, which by now you know is something I genuinely enjoy because I enjoy doing my household chores. The dishes, the laundry, tidying up, it makes me feel very grounded. So I wasn't overwhelmed, I wasn't looking for help, and certainly wasn't expecting it either. But my daughter was in her room, and she was listening to music, and then without saying a word, she walked into the kitchen, picked up a dish towel, started drying the dishes and putting it in their place. That was it. No conversation, no grand gesture, no emotional speech. And yet something about that moment still stays with me. Because what I felt wasn't help. It was understanding. It was like somebody noticing me. Somebody participating in my world. Somebody quietly saying, I see you. And somehow that tiny act spoke louder than many words of love I can remember, because it reminded me of something very simple. Being seen doesn't always happen through conversations. Sometimes it happens through attention, sometimes through presence, sometimes through the smallest acts of care. That small moment in the kitchen stayed with me far longer than anything else, because what made it meaningful wasn't the task, it was the feeling underneath that. And perhaps that's the question I want to leave you with today. When was the last time you asked someone, "How are you doing?" and genuinely waited for the answer? The question should not be meant as a greeting or out of politeness, but out of genuine curiosity. And when was the last time you offered someone else that gift? Just your attention and your presence. Because perhaps the rarest gift we can give one another is not our wisdom, but our curiosity. Not our answers, but our attention. We don't have to be problem solvers. We can just be listeners, just participate in another person's life for a moment. And sometimes the smallest acts of understanding say more than 1,000 words of love that ever could.